Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get right into today's video. Off camera, I did go ahead and apply my nail tips to my nail tip stand. These are the extra long coffin nail tips, I believe, from BTR box off at Amazon. If I remember, I will have the link down below. I am trying to use all of these coffin nail tips before I purchase the 𝐷𝐷𝐷𝐿 brand. So that is why I'm going to try to focus more on a little bit of coffin nails designs, if that makes sense. Like trying to use these coffin nail tips more so that way I can just get rid of them and purchase the other ones that I want to purchase. So very quickly, I am just taking my buffer and buffing off the shine from all the nail tips, just so that way the acrylic has a nice surface to adhere to. And then for today's acrylic powders, I will be using Princess. This is from our Sheer Beauty collection, along with Pink Mist. And then I will also be using some clear acrylic. And now quickly, I'm just showing you these 5 glitter acrylic powders. These were sold pretty much exclusively in our Christmas mystery boxes. But we had tons of acrylic powders left over and no more mystery boxes, so we decided to sell them individually. So you can purchase all those acrylic powders either individually or as a full collection, and I will try to have the link down below to that specific products. Or if you just want to click on the link for KAIROSE Nail Supply down below, you can, and then just go search in the search box under Christmas mystery box acrylic powders, and it will be under there. So getting into the nail set, I am taking the Princess Cover acrylic powder. This is like a sheer one, that's why it's a part of the Sheer Beauty collection. And it has some very nice glittery pieces in it. And I am applying it to the full, entire nail of the index nail and the ring nail. As always, our link is always down in the description box if you're interested in trying out any of our products. It does save you 20% on your orders if you do use code YouTube, so go ahead and check it out below. Or if you do have a specific brand ambassador that you love to support, go ahead and use their code as well. So for the rest of the 3 nails that we haven't done, I will be doing a glitter ombre. So I am taking Pink Mist. This is a part of those Christmas mystery box acrylic powders, and I am applying that to the top portion of the nail, and this will be like the beginning of our ombre. And this acrylic powder is a very nice pink type of glitter acrylic, so it has a different variety of pinks in it as well as some white glitters in it. Also, it's chunky and fine mixed, so that way you can kind of get a little bit of both. And then we are going ahead and ombreing that with the Princess Cover acrylic powder as well. And when doing this step, you don't have to build it up super thick because we will have to go in and encapsulate anyways. So go ahead and try to make this as thin as possible so that way the nails are not looking super bulky at the end after you're done encapsulating. And then, like I mentioned, we will be encapsulating all the glitter ombre nails, and this is also besides building up the structure and everything, it is also to protect the ombre and the glitter, so that way when you go in and file, it is not filing away any of the glitter pieces or the ombre. Otherwise you will have to go back in and redo everything. So always remember to encapsulate using some clear acrylic. That way it protects everything, and it also builds up the structure and the thickness that the nail needs. Now that the acrylic application is completely done, it is time to get into our filing. I will just be sticking with my hand file to finish filing everything. I do like to start off by filing the sidewalls to make sure everything is nice and straight, and then I do work over the entire surface of the nail, making sure to keep that cuticle area nice and thin, and then smooth everything out, going on top of the entire surface. And then I do flip the nail over to file the free edge to make sure that is nice and straight as well. Here I am just very quickly taking a fine 501 drill bit and going underneath the free edge just to thin it out a little bit, because as you can see, or if you try to notice, it is a little bit thick at the free edge after filing with my hand file. So I do like to have a nice thinness to the free edge, not super thin but not super thick as well. And I do have my drill at the speed of 7,000 RPMs when doing this type of step. And then I do like to go back in very quickly with my hand file, because the drill bit kind of does mess up the straightness of the free edge, if that makes sense. So you want to quickly just go back in with the hand file to straighten it out again, and then after that I will be taking my hand buffer and just buffing over the entire surface to prep for our nail art. So these are what the nails are looking like after they've been shaped and filed. I did also take a lint-free wipe and some alcohol and clean off the surface of the nails. So for today's nail art, I will be using blush from Brilliant Noir, along with some clear acrylic powder, those pink bows, and these pink rhinestones that I did get off at Amazon, and I will be using my 18mm liner brush as well. So getting into the nail art, I will be doing 2 French tips. I will be doing those French tips on the index nail and the ring nail. Again, I like to take my 18mm liner brush. I believe this is like my favorite one. I rarely use my 25mm liner brush unless I'm working on super long nails. But for the most part, I do stick with the 18mm liner brush. And again, if you're interested in these liner brushes, either individually or as a full set, I do have the link down below in my description box as well for KAIROSE nail supply. But I am just taking the blush gel polish color from Billionaire Noir and outlining my smile line. And then after I have the smile line outlined how I like it, I will be infilling the rest of the nail, just the free edge area part of the French tip. And then after that, I do like to wipe down the sidewalls to keep the shape I have and then cure for 30 seconds. Now very quickly on the middle nail, I will be doing a long cross type of design. So I'm doing a long line down the center of the nail and then across as well. This will mark as like the present design. I don't know if that's how you would describe it, but it's going to be, that's exactly what I am doing on this nail. So again, I am curing that for 30 seconds. And then now very quickly on the thumbnail and the pinky nail, I will be doing some snowflakes. So I'm just taking my dotting tool and kind of like outlining where I want the snowflakes to be. And then I will be taking my liner brush and connecting all those lines to kind of create a nice snowflake. And then to give it more detail around that, I will be just adding some cute little pink dots around to kind of act as like snow, I guess, even though it's pink, but that's kind of like the idea I was going for. And then again, curing for 30 seconds in between each nail. So before we finish with the rest of the design, I am taking my classic diamond gel top coat and top coating both of the French tip nails, and this is because we will be doing some sweater nail designs and I do want that nice textured design on it, so I am top coating before. Otherwise, if I top coat after, it will just kind of ruin that design. But if you're not looking for any type of texture, go ahead and just do the design first and then top coat on top. So after curing those nails, I am going in and doing my sweater design. It's the same typical one I've done in my past videos where I do the dashes down the center and then two lines along the sides of those, and then connecting those dashes in the middle. And then instead of using my liner brush to kind of create dashes on the sides of the nail, if that makes sense, I will be using my dotting tool instead. So as you can see here, I was going to go in with my liner brush, but I decided to go in with my dotting tool. So I'm just taking the same pink gel polish color and creating dots along the sides of the nail. And then before curing, I will be using my clear acrylic powder and applying that on top of the gel polish. So that way it kind of sets in there nicely and gets to that nice mattified textured look for the sweater design. And then after I feel satisfied with how it looks, I will go ahead and cure that for 30 seconds and do the same exact thing on the ring nail. And this is what the nail is looking like after it's completely dried and I wipe away all the extra acrylic powder. It's very nice and textured. So back to the middle nail, I am applying a little bit of my McCart my Model 1's rhinestone glue into the center, kind of where the lines intersect, and then applying that pink bow on top and flash carrying that for a couple seconds, and then I do just put it back on my nail tip stand and I work on the other two nails here. So for both of the French tip nails, I will be outlining the French tip with those pink rhinestones. So here I am taking my McCart rhinestone glue and kind of brushing a very thin layer around the French tip just to outline it, and then I am applying the rhinestones along that and flash carrying that as well. At first, I wasn't liking it because the rhinestones look a bit too chunky for the nail, if that makes sense. So at first, I was like, I'm gonna just take everything off. But I was like, let me just finish it and see how it looks. And to me, it was still a bit too big, like the rhinestones. But instead of wiping everything off, I just kept it and finished out the nail design with it. But if you don't want to have like a chunky type of look with the rhinestones, I would recommend going with some smaller kind of rhinestones, so that way it's not so big, if that makes sense. So as you can see, I decided to leave it like this, and I'm just going to quickly flash cure that and do the same exact thing to the ring nail. And then once I am done with this, I am going to add a bit more design to the other nails, which I will talk about when that time does come. So for these two nails, it was kind of like a last minute decision, but I decided to add some of those pink rhinestones into the center of the snowflakes that we did on the thumbnail and the pinky nail. So again, applying a very tiny amount of the McCart rhinestone glue into the center, and then the rhinestone on top of that, and flash carrying that and doing the same exact thing to the pinky nail here. And then after that, I will put the entire nail set in the light for a full 30 seconds just to make sure all the rhinestones and everything are nicely secured and everything like that. Now these are what the nails are looking like once all the design is completely finished. So to get into the rest of the top coating for the other nails, I will be just taking my classic diamond gel top coat, and I am top coating around the bow. You can absolutely top coat on top of it if you like to have a shiny look of the bow, but I didn't want to have that. I just wanted to kind of top coat around that, so that is what I did. And then again, top coating around the rhinestone on the thumbnail and the pinky nail, and then I will be carrying the entire set in the light for a full 60 seconds. That is pretty much the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!